Hey everybody, this is Rob Stallone from StalloneSports.com. Back at you again. Another Saturday card, NCAA basketball, full slate here today. Been working all night, all morning to get these games ready to go. I got 6 plays for today, and we're on a bit of a heater right now. Got the record up 84 and 71, 54%, and we're up to 9.28 units on the year on a 1.5 and 2 unit scale. So getting the record back up, and like I said, this is the time of year where I fire away. I'm not shy at this time of the year. Seen all these teams, familiar with all these teams, and I think I found some pretty good spots today to build on this bankroll. So, first and foremost, coming off a 2-0 Friday night, didn't have time to post my write-ups yesterday, but got there with Central Michigan some way, somehow, and St. Peter's never in doubt cover there. So here we go for today. Got 6 plays, like I said. Best bet on today's card, a 2-unit selection. 2-unit selections have been good this year, 2-0. Plus 4 units. I don't play these often, but when I do, it's for a reason. And I like Creighton today, minus 3.5 as my best bet. After a disastrous injury to Mo Watson, there's 2 pretty ugly losses for this Creighton team. But it looks to me as if they made the necessary adjustments to get back in the win column here. They're off 2 straight wins. They blew out DePaul, and they had a nice road victory at Butler in their last game. And what I noticed in that last game against Butler was they really changed their offense around, and they're spreading the floor. They're running more of a motion offense and really moving the ball around, where it was more point guard dominant before with Mo Watson. I think Coach McDermott has made some really, really good adjustments for this team, and I think they're starting to find themselves again, and I think this is a great spot to back them here. Here comes Xavier, and they're in not a less than ideal position here today. They managed to squeak by Seton Hall in their first game without point guard Edmund Sumner. A game we were on Seton Hall in the first half. They also cashed the full game. But you know what? They didn't look very impressive doing so. And they only managed to squeak out a win against Seton Hall by 2. And most of that had to do with Seton Hall's dreadful shooting, especially out the gate in that game. Now they got to travel on the road. Hostile environment here in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, against Creighton. And they got to rely on the freshman point guard, Quentin Gooden, to guide this team here on the road. And to make matters worse, they're all everything stud. Trevon Blewett, who's been absolutely outstanding as of late, rolled his ankle on Wednesday. He hasn't practiced this week, and he's questionable for this game. Now, it's very likely he's going to play. This line is telling you he's going to play, and I believe he will play. But how healthy is he? I mean, really, can he go the full game? Can he play 35 minutes? I'm not so sure, but that doesn't help them at all. And I think Xavier's going to struggle here in this road environment. The loss of the point guard, Sumner, is really going to catch up to them here on the road. On the road is where you need your point guards, your senior ball handlers to really slow the pace down, really conduct the game. And Miles Davis is gone. Sumner's gone. Now they have this freshman at the point guard position. I do not like their chances here today. I think the market has not reacted appropriately to the loss of Sumner. I think they're overpriced here. Minus 3.5 with Creighton, who is an amazing home team, going against a poor road team in Xavier. They're only 3-7 against the spread on the road this year. I don't see it. I was happy to lay 5. When I saw 3.5, I made it my best bet. I'm all over Creighton here. I think they roll by double digits in what's a terrible spot for the Musketeers. So there you have it. First play, Creighton, minus 3.5, 2-unit best bet. I'm going to quickly go through these 5 other plays. I got Texas today, Texas Longhorns, plus 6.5. This is a team I've been backing all season. I've cashed 2 tickets in a row with them, and I'll try to make it 3 straight here. They've covered 8 of their last 10 games, and they're 4-0 ATS as road dogs in the Big 12. This is a young team, but Shaka Smart has really developed this team, and they've been an undervalued commodity in the markets this whole year, especially as of late, and largely in part to their defense. Their defense has been tremendous, and the young players are finally figuring it out on the offensive end as well. They're just a gritty, grind-em-out team. They play great D, and I think they can stay within this number at TCU without a doubt. They're coming off a confidence-boosting win versus Texas Tech. It looks to me that this is the game they can be into the final whistle. On the other side, TCU has made vast improvements under Jamie Dixon. I love Jamie Dixon. I like what he's done with this team. Give him a ton of credit. And they beat Texas this year on the road. It was early January. They squeaked out a 3-point win at Texas. And I would expect another similar game today, 2-3-point win either way for these teams who are fairly even. And in Big 12 play, TCU's 4-5 straight up and 5-4 against the spread. Their 4 victories have came by 3 points, 3 points, 6 points, and 7 points. They're not built to blow teams out. They're not blowing teams out. It's hard for this team to win by margin. It's hard for anyone to win beat Texas by margin. I like Texas here, getting 6.5. Anything's 5.5 or better is a bet in my mind. I like Texas here, plus 6.5 on the road. I think they can be in this game to the final whistle. Wouldn't shock me for them to squeak out a win here, but we'll take the 6.5-point cushion. Not a huge fan of their free throw shooting, but their defense will let them hang in this game for sure. Okay, next pick, we got the Oklahoma Sooners, plus 6 on the road here today. Despite the rough season in the win-loss column, I like the Sooners. They keep playing hard. They keep covering numbers. And I've been fading this Texas Tech team recently, and I'm going to do so again here today. The Sooners are only 2-7 straight up in Big 12 play, but they've continuously played teams hard to the final whistle. Lon Kruger, a great coach. He's got this team, is not letting this team get down on themselves, and they're hanging in all of these games in Big 12 play. They've just been on the short end of the stick as of late. Keep an eye on Cameron McGusty, a freshman who's been tremendous for Oklahoma this year. He's really coming into his own. He's one of the most underrated freshmen. No one's talking about him. He's a good scorer, and him and Woodard are growing together as a duo, and the team as a whole is growing together. And I think they're a little bit undervalued here today. The markets are reacting to the win-loss record, understandably, but I don't think they're really seeing what's going on behind the scenes here. On the other side of this game, Texas Tech just isn't a team that I can lay any kind of price with. Their 3 wins in the Big 12 this year have come by 1, 1, and 6. And you're asking them to lay 6 here against a scrappy Oklahoma team. I'm not buying it. They're in the bottom half of the Big 12 in most of the offensive and defensive statistical categories. They play slow. They are not made to blow teams out, similar to TCU. I see no reason to be them to be laying 6 here in a game that should go down to the final whistle. Very similar handicap to the Texas TCU game. Oklahoma's getting looked over here. Plus 6, gladly take the 6. Wouldn't be shocked to see them win outright, but I love the cushion here with the plus 6. So third play, Oklahoma plus the 6. Here we go. Fourth play, we got Fresno State, a pick'em at home against San Diego State. And to me, this is all about the number here. I think this number is short. I think they should be laying about -3, so I got to take the pick'em price here. Plain and simple, the Aztecs have been awful on the road this season. Going 1-6 straight up. Their only win being a road win on the road against UNLV. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs from Fresno have been a point spread machine, going 12-5 against the spread this year. They're 10-1 straight up at home on this floor. And really, I just think San Diego State is way down this year. There's a recency bias attached to their name, a familiarity bias in the markets attached to their name. And as a result, they've been 6-11 against the spread this year. Fresno has gone 5-0 against the spread in this series, including winning 3 of those games outright in recent years. The difference in this year is that San Diego State just isn't as good as they've been in recent years, and I think Fresno is better than they've been in recent years. So there's no reason to think that Fresno can't win this game. A pick'em price is cheap at home. I'm getting the equal team, if not slightly better team, at home at pick'em. Should be laying 3.5, but they're not. Gladly take this mistake by the odds makers, I think. I'll take the pick'em price with Fresno at home. Look for them to continue their point spread dominance and seem to have San Diego State's number in recent years. I think they can get this win. Second to last play, we got Arizona plus the 3. To me, Arizona is the most dangerous team in the Pac-12 right now. They're healthy, and this looks to be a Final Four team to me. The Wildcats are 5-0 straight up and against the spread on the road in Pac-12 play this year. They lost both games to the Ducks last year, including an OT loss in this building. I think this is a spot where they can seek out some revenge and break through against this Oregon team. The Wildcats now have the size and the versatility with their bigs that can cause issues for Oregon on defense. How does Oregon succeed on defense? They pack it in, and they have such length at the basket. But if you haven't seen this Lauri Markkanen kid, 7-foot freshman for Arizona, I would suggest tuning into this game and watching him. He's a nightmare matchup. He's like a mini Dirk. He steps out, hits threes. He's a great shooter, and this is going to allow Arizona to pull out some of the Oregon size, opening up some driving lanes for Alonzo Trier. I think they can get to the bucket, and I think Miller's going to have a good game plan here. He hasn't had this the size and length he has this year. I don't think it's going to cause some matchup edges and some difficulties for Oregon. Now, obviously, Oregon is a great team with a great home court. They're 14-0 straight up at home this year, so betting against them at home is never a sure thing. But the concern I have for the Ducks is the health of Dylan Brooks. He's been dealing with a foot issue all season long, well publicized. And from what I read, he's been held out of practice this week, and he should be able to play this game. He will play this game, but where is his health at? This is not like the NFL where you can hold a star out of practice all week and have him come in and perform just like he normally would. These are college kids. They need a continuity. They need the chemistry to build throughout the year. And I think the fact that Brooks has been in and out, missing practice, I think that hurts Oregon big time, especially in a big matchup like this. Oregon has looked shaky in their last 2 games. They lost at Colorado by 9, and they squeaked out a 1-point home win at Arizona State, maybe looking ahead to this game, but they're just not passing the eye test for me right now. I've been trying to fade the Ducks this year. It hasn't worked out so well, but I'm going to step in front of them one more time here. I like Arizona a lot. I think they're flying under the radar. This line might look cheap for a lot of Oregon bettors, but to me, Arizona's the better team. They're in better health. They're in better form. I think they can win this game outright. I think they will win this game outright, but I'll take the +3 as a cushion. I got -102 at Pinnacle right now, reduced juice. Anything 3 or better, I would bet Arizona. Most definitely, I like Arizona in this game. And last but not least, we got a total. Don't bet many totals, but I think I found a good one here. I got USC and Washington State over 149. I can't believe this number isn't in the 150s, really. With Boatwright back in the lineup, this Trojan team is a bet-on team for me. This offense is about to take off, I'm telling you. This is a very well-coached team. They've scored 82, 82, and 84 in their last 3 games. I see no reason why they shouldn't be able to hit 85 here against a terrible Wazoo defense. The Cougars have opened up the floor as well in recent games, scoring 79, 79, 91 in overtime, and 94. With a fully healthy lineup to their disposal, I think the Trojans and Andy Enfield are really going to open things up and let their horses run, and they can do so against Wazoo, who has a terrible defense. They should be able to fill it up, get 85 in this game, no problem. As long as Wazoo can hit 70, which I think they can, they're capable on the offensive end. They can score. I think we can get into the 150s here, no problem. I think the total is going to get bet up. I think we're getting a good number here, 149. I thought I was going to see this around 155, 154. I'm surprised it came out so low. Watch the difference with Benny Boatwright in the lineup. This is a bet-on team, USC. I like them today, but I can't lay the 7.5, 8 on the road. But I definitely think they would win this game. And I like this thing to go up and over the 149, get into the 150s. So there you have it. There's my 6 plays. I'm just going to recap. We got Creighton -3.5 as our 2-unit best bet. Texas Longhorns +6.5. Oklahoma Sooners +6. Fresno State Pick'em. Arizona Wildcats +3. And USC Washington State over 149. There you have it. 6 plays, 1 best bet for today. Looking to build on this bankroll and really get rolling through February into March and finish the season strong. Thank you guys for tuning in. Wish you all the best. Good luck.